All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome tonight's head table. Coming off his 5th year of mayor of this great city, let's give it up for Hornell's own John Buckley. Our next guest, fighting out of Buffalo, New York, and hailing from the country of Brazil, mixed martial artist Felipe Silva. Our next guest, traveling all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, professional wrestler and WWE Hall of Famer, Greg the Hammer Valentine. You're in this corner, sir. All right. There you go. Our next guest, currently residing in Tampa, Florida, a 12-time All-Star and Baseball Hall of Famer. Let's give it up for Wade Boggs. Our final guest of the evening, also hailing out of the great state of Florida, 5-time Pro Bowler, and not once, but 2-time AFC Defensive Player of the Year. Let's hear it for Cornelius the Biscuit Bennett. And of course, the event cannot go out without a master of ceremonies. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you WETM's Emmy Award-winning and 6-time Emmy-nominated sports anchor and first ever Edward R. Murrow Award winner in Elmira Broadcasting history for sports reporting, Horsehead's own Andy Malnoski. All right, at this time, I would like to invite John Buckley to the mic for our Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would, please stand.
I thought you were talking about the glass. Andy, watch yourself. We got your dad with us. Oh, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome back, Hornell. It's been a minute, right? It's been a few years since we were together and did this. It's great to be back here at Sports Night in the city of Hornell, and I just want to recognize the committee for all of their efforts putting this event together. These events do not put themselves together. There's a lot of hard work and effort behind the scenes. And the committee members, I'd just like to recognize, and I'm going to read them off, so please hold your applause until after I read off the members. Rich Scavo, Bob Peischer, Alan Ackley, Mike Brewer, Steve Harrison, Kurt Twilliger, John Anderson, Mason Twilliger, and Eddie Van Stein. Please give them a round of applause. The Sports Night in the city of Hornell has been going on since before I can remember, and they've always done such a wonderful job making such a huge impact here locally, raising money to support Special Olympics and so many youth sports throughout our community. And it is just so wonderful to be back in action and to be here in person, and we're going to have one heck of a night. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, committee members, for being here. Thank you for the athletes, and most importantly, thank you for being here, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much, John. We appreciate that. All right, the Sports Night Committee proudly welcomes all of you to our 47th annual Sports Night. We thank you for your continued support, which allows us to achieve our goal of supporting the many participants of the Special Olympics and Hornell youth activities. At this time, we would like to acknowledge and give special thanks to our co-sponsors seated right here before you. These businesses and organizations have been the backbone of this yearly community event. Without their support, this evening would not be possible. So receiving a well-deserved plaque in appreciation of your support, we are grateful to have Community Bank, Alstom Transportation Incorporated, Maple City Savings Bank, the Hornell Association, Hornell Wegmans, ATM or Advanced Transit Manufacturing, La Bella Associates, and last but not least, Empire Access. We are also very grateful to all the corporate sponsors and the local businesses that took out advertising listed in your programs tonight. We extend a special thank you to WLEA Radio, The Spectator, the Hornell Sun, Peisch TV, and WETM for providing additional advertising coverage for this event. We are in high hopes that whenever possible, you consider supporting these local merchants and advertisers. They continue and without hesitation give back to our community in so many wonderful ways. Lastly, I would like to thank the committee for putting on this event. Obviously, they've already been named, so thank you very much to the committee. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so at this time, I will bring up our Master of Ceremonies, Andy Malneski.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, thank you. As always, so great into these awards, correct? Going into these?
Yeah, we're going right into the
Okay.
honorees.
Well, it's been a while. It's been 3 years since Hornell Sports Night has been back in the house.
And I want to say thank you so much to Mike Brewer, the entire Hornell Sports Night Committee for being back. This is the 47th ever event, and the pride in here right now with each and every one of you. Most of all, this has to be said, thanks to all of you for being here, because without you coming here and supporting this event, we're going to make it to 50 years in a couple years. So I want to say thank you and give you a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. It's awesome. I've been so lucky to be here for several years now and to see the excitement and the smiles on everybody's face, you know, for a moment in time when you meet some of your heroes right here in your backyard in Hornell. It truly is special. You cannot put a price tag on that. We must say thank you as well to the main place here, who provides a great meal and a great facility to have this event. So thank you to everyone here working hard, you know, having tables cleaned off, all that. It really does make a difference. This is Hornell Sports Night. So I'm going to say this right here, right now. Who's ready to ride here tonight? Yeah. I think we're all ready to ride. So we're going to get right into it right now. We're going to honor some of our great standout athletes and Special Olympians here tonight. We begin with our Female Athlete of the Year. We're going to reveal the 2022 winner. This young lady was a three-sport athlete at Hornell High School, playing soccer and running indoor and outdoor track. She holds 5 school records in track and was a team captain in soccer. She's a member of the National Honor Society and was a salutatorian for the class of 2020 at Hornell. There's too many stats to list here at one time. You can find every single thing in your program. Check that out. It's well worth the read. I can assure you, you can find each and every one of those in that program. It's worth it, because she's proof that hard work equals success. She's now a junior at SUNY Geneseo, majoring in biology, and she's now the Hornell Female Athlete of the Year. Congrats to Hornell's Emma Flakes. It is now time for our Male Athlete of the Year. This young man was awarded the Hornell Evening Tribune Male Athlete of the Year as well while in high school for the Red Raiders of Hornell. A 4-year soccer standout as a captain and a 2-time All-American nominee. He played in the Section 5 Soccer All-Star Game, and in basketball he was chosen to play in the Ronald McDonald All-Star Game, which was called off amid COVID-19. Supposed to play in it. After high school, he attended Roberts Wesleyan College before making the move to Alfred University, where he's majoring in business administration right now, and also a key member of the Saxons soccer squad. A leader in the community and in sport, Hornell Sports Night is proud to honor Hornell's Chase Freeland as our Male Athlete of the Year. Congratulations. Okay. It is now time to honor our Sports Person of the Year. This man has won a national record 11 National AMA Pro Motorcycle Hill Climbing Championships. You saw his cool bike out there tonight. It was money. His mark beat a record that stood for nearly 40 years. He's been competing since his youth at nearly 3 years old in the sport. And in case you're wondering what the sport entails, imagine hills with jumps, rocks, and virtually no clear path to go on. He competed in his first pro race at age 16. This year's Sports Person of the Year became the first racer to win all 3 National Pro AMA classes in a single season. He's always fine-tuning a bike. You can see him tinkering with something to make his ride go a little bit faster. Recently, he also completed his apprenticeship to be an electrician and a journeyman with the IBEW. It's our privilege to announce this year's Sports Person of the Year, Hornell's John Kester. And over 10 years ago, John's sister was one of our honorees here at Hornell Sports Night for all she did for the sport that she loves and all this community. If she could stand up right now, we can honor her, one of our special Olympians. Thank you guys so much. Our final award of the evening is the Achievement Award. We are proud to present our Achievement Award for 2022. This young man embodies the Special Olympics motto, "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt." Joe Amon is a big worker and an asset to the community at the local YMCA and Army thrift store. Always ready to work and always a talented artist. Joe even designed this year's Special Olympics uniform, which you can see in your program. I think that's pretty cool. For the past 8 years, Joe has participated in the Special Olympics itself through great will, determination, and heart. It's what this region is all about. That's Hornell, and that's why we love it so much. The future is bright, and Joe Amon will always be a bright light in this community. Hornell Sports Night congratulates Joe Amon, this year's Achievement Award winner.
Thanks everybody for coming, and thank Angie for nominating me. And that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Amon.
Okay. Time to buzzer. Okay.
So before we have our meals here tonight, we'd like to give the blessing. Please bow your heads as we say grace. In a world where so many are hungry, may we eat this food with humble hearts. In a world where so many are lonely, may we share the friendship with joyful hearts. Amen. Dinner time now. Let's go. Let's dinner.
400. Who's got 4? Who's got 400? 400! Hey, I love this man. I love this man right here. 400. I love this man. Hey, we go 425. 425 with me. 425. Hey, 425. We got 425 over here. We got a baby over here. We're looking at 5. Give me 5. Give me 5, dude. Give me 5. We got 5 right there. We got 5.
This is pretty amazing.
I'm telling you, we got 5 over here. We got 525 back in the table. Oh, we got 525. Oh, brother. Hey, give me 5.
He goes, give me the mic.
We got the gorgeous blondes over here. I got the gorgeous blondes. Hey, give me 600 back there. Raise your hand. 600 over there. We got 600 over there. Wow. Here we go. We got the gorgeous blondes over there. And I'm looking at you, brother. Come on, brother. 650. 650. We're looking at the first time to the Hall of Fame. Oh, my God. Hall of Fame. Oh, my God. We got 650 over here. We got 700 back for the gorgeous blondes. 700 for the gorgeous blondes over here. 700 for the gorgeous blondes over here. Hey,
Give me 725.
750.
750.
775.
775 for the gorgeous blondes over there. Here we go. 775. Are you out? You're not out. You're not out. It's the only time you can ever have a Hall of Fame jersey in your whole life. We got the gorgeous blondes at 775. Give me 800, brother. 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 You're gonna let the gorgeous blondes outpick you? The gorgeous blondes at 1.
Yeah!
The gorgeous blondes at 2. The gorgeous blondes at 3.
Very nice job. How do you follow up with that?
Can't.
How do you follow that?
Can't.
Cornelius, we going to you?
Just have Wade step in for you.
Oh, another celebrity guest auctioneer.
All right.
Here we go.
All right.
I can't top that. Only thing I can do is line you up out front right here and I take you out. What was it, 750? Yeah. I got one hit left in me and I think, yeah, I got one hit, so I can take my jacket off and we just line up right here and I'll take you out for 750. How about that? We just cut to the chase. Anybody that was around when I hit John Elway my first time, so yeah, we just take it back to 87. I got one hard lick left in me. For 750. Okay.
You gotta sign it.
Oh. So listen, so yeah, it is for a great cause, and
Picture with all of y'all and sign. They're really expensive.
how about we start out at $200? Can I get 200?
You got
Okay.
lots of 200.
Yeah, can I get 250?
You're already at 300.
Oh, we got 300?
Oh.
We got 300, can I get 325? 325, can I get 50? 350. 375. 375. 375.
Right there, 375. There it is.
Can we get 400? We're gonna get up here. We're gonna get up here. Where are we?
Right there.
What was that one? 375? 400? Can we get 425? 425 one. 425. 425. 425. 425 twice. What? 425.
Who's got 450?
450. We're looking for 450. 450. 450.
All right.
450. Can we get 475? 475.
Right there.
475. Can we get 500? 500. Can we get 500? 500. Got 500. Can we get 525? 525. Can we get 550? 550. Can we get 550? 550. Can we get 550? 550. 550.
Right over there.
550. Can we get 575? 575. We on our way to 750. We on our way. 575. 575. 575.
Come on,
If
Nicole.
we get to 750, I'm going to sing you a song. If we get to 750, I'm going to sing you a song. A little Sam Cooke song. Yeah. Yeah.
So we got 550.
We got 550. Can we get to 575? If we get to 600, I'll sing the song. How about that?
Yeah. Oh.
600.
Come on now. Come on, 600. 600. Come on. Come on, guys. 600.
You realize how big he is?
550.
All right, 550 going once. That's good. Wait, we're good. You did a great job. I can't top you. You're a Hall of Famer. I'm trying to get there, bro. I'm still waiting. My name's still on the list, so I'm trying to get there. So 550 going once.
600.
600, I want to hear the song.
Oh, there we go. All right. No problem. 600 going once. 600 going twice. Gone. I got you. I'm going to sing to you. Let him finish his work. Work to everybody, but yeah, you'll hear it. It's for you, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What item's next? Okay, we got these two bats. One of only, I believe, 500 made. World Series champion, New York Yankees. Oh, let's see, that's the one that's got only one of like 500 made. That's Mariano Rivera. This is 763 of 10,000. So we don't want to mislead you, but they're both as one package unit. So if you win the auction, you win them both.
$400. Yeah, all right.
All right, we got a bid for $400. Kurt, 425. Anyone for 425? 425. How about 450? 450, 450, 450. I got a 425 tie. Someone's got to break it. It's not signed. 450. Okay, we're at 450, 450, 475, 475. Can I get 5? Can I get 5? Can I get 5? The other one's a Mariano Rivera. What number is that, Rich? Let me see the brown one. Thank you very much. This is number, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mislead you. It was 331 out of 5,000. My bad. But it's still Mariano Rivera. That's all his stats right on there. So we're at 500. 500.
But he's the only one that was unanimous.
That is very true. Unanimous for the Hall of
That was
Fame.
unanimous, so that makes it.
You're 525? 525. I got 525. 550. How about 575? 575. I got it. I got it. He's at 6. 600. 625. 650.
Will you sing if it gets higher?
You don't want me to say 650. He's going to 7. We're at 7. We're leaping.
It's an investment.
700.
It's an investment.
750 right over there. 750. 750. 775. Can I get 775? 750. 750. 750 going once. Going twice. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is an autographed Jim Kelly football donated by Connors and Ferris. Thank you very much to Connors and Ferris for this. Jim Kelly, signed in blue. Signed in blue. Let's start the auction out at $200. We got several 200. How about I dare go to the leap of faith with 300? 3? I got a 3. How about let's go to 4? Let's make it easy. 4, I got 4 over here. I got 400. Can we go 450? 450, 450. Don't outbid yourself. Oh, you're at 5. Okay, we're at 5 with you. Okay, so $500. Let's go to 550. 550, Jim Kelly. 550. I got 5 going once. 500 going twice. Sold. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next item. Tremaine Edmonds, donated by Lance Zerniak. Yes, indeed. That's an autographed jersey, current player. How about if we start this bidding out at $200? $200? Can I get 200? I got 200. How about 3? Anyone for 3? I got 3 right here. How about 4? Anyone for 4? We're at 3. Anyone for 350? 350 right there is 350. How about a 4? Can I get 400? I'm at 350. 350, Tremaine Edmonds. 350. 350. 350 so far. So 375. Anyone for 375? 375. 350 going once. 350 going twice. Sold. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, this is a Sandy Koufax Hall of Fame ball. Sandy Koufax. This little puppy here's, give or take, $600 ball. So, donated by Mr. Updike. Thank you very much. Let's start the bidding out at $200. 200 right here. How about we go to 300? Anyone for 3? I got a couple 3s. We're going to jump it to 4 to get this thing rolling. I got 4. I got 4 right there. Can we go to 5? Can we go to 500? I got 4 right back there. 450. How about 450? 450 right there. I got 450. How about 475? 475. It's only 75 bucks. You can find that on your way home. 75. 475. I got 450. 450 going once. 450 going twice. Oh, here we go. 475. Now, can I get 500, please? There's a 500 right there. 525. 525. 525. Anybody? I got 500 going once. Going twice. Oh, he bit the bullet. 525. Can I go get 550? 550? There it is, 550. 575? 575. Oh, we got some new people. 575. Can I get 600? Can I get 6? I got 575. 575 going once. 575. Oh, there it is. There's my 6. 625. 625. 625. For those in the back, 625. 600 going once. 600 going twice. So, thank you very much. You are the champion. Good job. Thank you very much for that. Is this the last item? All right, last item. Then you don't have to listen to me anymore. Okay, this is a Jim Kelly Super Bowl jersey autographed, and it comes with the case.
Turn around.
Jim Kelly autographed jersey. Let's start this one out at, I think, $500, I think, is a good starting point. That's a very good item. I've got a $500 right there. Can I get 550? 550?
550.
I got a
550 over there.
Can I get 6? I'm at 5. I'll give you the 550. How about 6? I got a 6. I got a 600. Can I get 650? 650? I got a 650. Can we go to 7? Can we go to 7? Comes with that beautiful mahogany maple type thing. You're at 7? You're at 7. 750? 750. 750. 750. 750. Oh, I didn't say it, sorry. 750 right here. Can I get 800? 800 right there. 800. Can I get 850? 850? We're at 800 right now. Can I get 850? Raise your hand. Very good. 850. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, can I get 900? 900. 850. 850. Going once. 850. Going twice. Sold! Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate all that. That money will definitely go to a good cause. We also had donated items tonight. Bill Murray, Joe Day, John Rosemeyer, and several committee members. So thank you very much. That was a very successful auction. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, finally you get to hear from the true athletes up here. So, we're going to bring Andy back up and enjoy. Thank you.
Mike, great job. Great job by Mike in that auction.
At this time, it is now time. Is it dying on us? It is now time for the main event of the evening of Hornell Sports Night to hear from our great celebrity guest here tonight. Our first guest of the night is an accomplished mixed martial arts fighter.
He went to the restroom.
He went to the restroom. He'll be back though. I'll read his information. He started his pro MMA career off with a perfect 8-0 record and fought on the Ultimate Fighting Championship on Fox 21 in 2016. The lightweight fighter made a major name for himself and competed just last April in an MMA bout. There he is. He's back now. Hailing from Brazil, he now has recorded a pro record of 10-5. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Felipe Silva.
That's you. Thank you. Felipe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yes, sorry for my English. I'm from Brazil, and I've been living here about 6 months and never learned English before. And I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you so much, everybody. And that's it. Sorry.
Short and sweet, baby.
Our next guest of the evening is simply known to wrestling fans around the world as The Hammer. One of the elite pro wrestlers of his time, he worked for several promotions from the 1980s to the early 2000s. The Hammer is best known for his rivalry with the late great Rowdy Roddy Piper, which culminated in an epic collar match at Starrcade '83 for the NWA's Jim Crockett Promotions. That event was the first ever pay-per-view wrestling event of all time on television. Valentine then went on to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship and Tag Championship. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004 as part of WrestleMania weekend that year at Madison Square Garden. He was also in a band with the Honky Tonk Man called Rhythm and Blues. We talked about that tonight a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome wrestling icon, the legendary Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Get it, brother.
You just did my whole speech.
Sorry.
You told him everything. What's left for me? Well, I'm real honored to be here. It was a horrible flight I had out here, but it was well worth it for the Olympics. And I'm telling you what, it's a great event. I'm seeing what a great response. And you know, I've been in the wrestling business for it says there on that thing 5 decades. I didn't realize it was that long. But it's been a long road, and I haven't wrestled probably now for 20 years or so. I finally gave it up. My wife said, "You got to get out of the ring." But I loved it so much, and I still work out, and I could still get in the ring and probably handle all these young punks. They haven't been through anything like I've been through. 500-mile trips up there with Stu Hart, wrestling, and then driving all the way back to Calgary, another 500 miles on black ice. Yeah, it's been a great career I've had, and it all started down in way back in 1970, and then 1976 they brought me up to tag me in the Mid-Atlantic Territory with Nature Boy Ric Flair. That was the beginning of the end for me. He caused me to get my first divorce, first one. No, he's great. You know, you know, I can't blame it on him. Maybe I can, I don't know. But in 1979, I came into New York, Madison Square Garden, but before that they built me up on television, and I had the finish, which was a backward suplex and dropped a hammer elbow, and I remember Vince McMahon Sr., he takes me in the back, not junior, senior, and he said, we got to give you a hold. And so he said, let's do the figure 4 leg lock. I had some guys take me in the back of the dressing room and teach me how to put it on, and I went out there and started breaking legs one after the other. And 4 months into of doing nothing but television, I remember it was snowing like crazy in New York, and I'm driving up from Charlotte with my wife, and I go, man, I don't know. This is going to be bad, all this snow. And I called Vince Sr., and he's down in Miami. I thought he'd be in New York. Oh, I'm in Miami. Don't worry about the snowstorm. Everybody takes a train. It's already sold out. So that made me feel good. One thing that didn't make me feel good, I figured, well, I'm watching all these guys up here wrestling, and they're pulling hair and poking eyes, and they're taking all the shortcuts and not really wrestling. And that's why they weren't selling out, so they're bringing guys that knew how to wrestle a little bit. And I'm thinking, well, this is going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be a cakewalk. I'm going to go out there and go 10 minutes. And they go, we want to do something different tonight. I go, yeah, what's that? He goes, we want you to go an hour long with Bob Backlund. It's called a Broadway. Now, Bob Backlund is not easy to work with. He's an NCAA champion, legitimate champion, and they made him a champion because they wanted somebody, you know, have the title that was the real deal, and he was. Well, thank God he got tired after about 20 minutes. I was used to going long matches, so it turned out really good, and I went the hour long with him, and thank you very much, Bob. And that got me going, and I had a long, lustrous career. I don't think that 5 decades is right, but man, I was going to tell you some stories here that I got here on my phone. My memory's fading away, but some of the stories like that I have about Andre the Giant. God bless him, right? So I was in Los Angeles. I hadn't broken in over in New York yet. I was in LA, Olympic Auditorium, and Mike LaBelle sent me to Japan. You want to go to Japan? And I didn't know it was going to be for 6 weeks. Oh my God. But I got on the airplane, I'm way in the back, and it's a 747, remember those? 2-deckers, and I'm way in the back. And this stewardess comes back, it was empty, the plane's empty. This stewardess comes back, she said, there's a couple gentlemen up there in first class up on top there on that 747, they have the upper deck. They want you to come up there. So I went up there, and it was Andre the Giant and Arnold Skaaland. And I sat down there with them, had a great time, and sipping cognac, and oh my God, by the time I went through Japanese customs, I was shit-faced. So Andre was there with me for 3 weeks. Skaaland went back after about a week. But so it was me and Andre every night out in the streets of Tokyo and Osaka and all those places, and we go to the Korean barbecues, and you cook your own food and everything. And so one time we're trying to get a cab to go back to Kiel Plaza. It's quite a ways. Hotel, we stayed there in Tokyo, and I'm trying to get a flag of cab down, and they see Andre and they just keep going. No. So I got the idea, right, Andre, hide behind the post back over here, and I'll flag a cab down, and then you come around, okay? He says, yeah, that sounds good. So I get the guy stopped, and then out comes Andre, and the cabbie goes, no, 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 in Japanese. He gets back in his car, starts to take off. Andre gets down and picks up he's already trying to leave. He picks up the car, the back end, by the bumpers, and it's spinning like this. The guy gets off and runs away. We eventually got back to the hotel. We had to get a panel truck. Andre was 450 pounds and 7'4". That's no lie. So I remember we used to ride these bullet trains all the time in Japan. They go 120 mile an hour. They could never do that over here because the railroad tracks would fall apart. But so I remember I'm up front in this long car, and Andre's way in the back. So he's yelling at me, Greg, Greg. So I turn around, and he's back up like this, and he lets this big, huge, giant fart. And all these Japanese people, they all turn around in unison like this. And we laughed and laughed. So finally, the only time I ever wrestled Andre, really, it'd be like me and Flair against him and Wahoo in the Carolinas, but mainly it was Battle Royals. But one time, I'm going to Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I get there, and I see Andre in the back. He's sitting there with Skolin, and I looked at the card, and it said, main event, Andre the Giant against Greg Valentine. What? I'm going to wrestle Andre the Giant by myself? Yeah. So I remember, so he's out there playing cribbage with Arnold Skolin again, so I go out and get in the ring. So, in the meantime, he drank about 7 bottles of wine. Now, I'm not saying he was an alcoholic or anything. He had a bad back and he was in a lot of pain, I mean, seriously. And the last few years he struggled, but he drank heavily. So he came out to the ring and get in, and he's sat in the corner of the ring and he goes, "What's up, Buzz?" I'm looking at him and go, what am I gonna do with this guy? And he pulls me in, he grabs me, pulls me down, sits on me, and then once again, all the people are laughing just like you guys. And I go, man, it smells like Beaujolais. That's my Andre the Giant story, but so the 5 decades, in 2004 they put me in the Hall of Fame. That was a good thing, but I kept wrestling. I didn't want to quit. I'm 50 years old. I'm gonna wrestle till I die. But I really love the business, and my dad was a great wrestler, Johnny Valentine. He was in a horrible plane crash, crippled him from the waist down, and he finally passed in 2001. But I just want to thank all the powers that brought me up here. Thank you for bringing me up here. I see all the different wrestlers and athletes that they brought up here, and it's a real honor for me to be here for the Special Olympics, and I love what you're all doing. I love upstate New York. Been here, I started my career in Buffalo for the old NWF, Pedro Martinez, Johnny Powers, and wrestled all the way up, all down here, Rochester, Utica, all these places. And I remember I had a Cadillac, a 1969 Cadillac in 1972, but it was a convertible, and I got studs on it, wheels, and I blasted through all that snow. I mean, you have a lot of snow here. I couldn't believe it. But it's good to be, it feels like it feels like coming back home, sort of. So thank you very much for having me.
great words from one of the greatest of all time in wrestling. Our next guest, quite simply, needs no introduction. A baseball icon who eclipsed the 3,000 hit mark in his career with the Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, and Tampa Bay Rays. We got some Yankee fans in here? Woo! How about some Red Sox fans? Okay, we got, all right, Ray fans? Any Tampa Ray?
None of them.
Okay, maybe one or two. All right, we got Greg's and Ray fan. A 12-time All-Star, he's considered one of the greatest pure hitters of all time. Just down the road, his pro career began with the Elmira Pioneers in 1976. He then played 18 years in the big leagues with a career .328 batting average. He won a staggering 5 batting titles and earned a World Series ring with the Yankees in 1996 to go along with 2 Gold Glove awards. And yeah, we all remember that horse ride around the stadium. It's etched in time. One of the most superstitious men in history, his 3,010 hits. Think about this, of the thousands of players in Major League history, he is 31st all time in hits. And he's the man, of course, here tonight. It is our pleasure to welcome the legendary Hit King, Wade Boggs.
Oh my God, Father Greg Valentine? I'm trying to grow my hair like him. Seriously. It's great to be back in Rochester. Sorry, we beat you in 33 innings back in '81. Yeah, you remember that. Yeah, 33 innings, Rochester, Cal Ripken. Everybody remembers that longest game in professional history. 1981.
Yep.
A lot of you guys weren't even born then. Longest professional game ever in 33 innings. Damn, it was a cold Easter evening. I called my dad the next day after the game. They suspended the game after 32 innings. He said, "How'd you do, son, yesterday?" I said, "I got 4 hits." He said, "Oh, that's great." I said, "No, I got 12 at bats." I was 4 for 12 in the game. But I did hit a double with 2 outs in the 22nd inning to tie the game. So I have that on the resume. But I want to congratulate the committee for the Special Olympics here, the job that you have done, and the amount of money that you're raising for this cause, over and above. And for everybody that has raised their hand, and on the way out, possibly making another donation, when you go home tonight and put your head on the pillow, you have a smile on your face because you made a difference in someone's life tonight. Each and every one of you that's in this room has made a difference in someone's life. You need a big hand. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Because if not for you, we don't move forward. And that's the thing when people don't understand how I do cystic fibrosis and pediatric cancer and everything like this. When I started with cystic fibrosis, life expectancy was 12 years old. The amount of money that I've raised for cystic fibrosis
millions and millions and millions of dollars. We have made a difference. The life expectancy right now is 41 years old. This is what you can make a difference. When you raise your hand and get a Sandy Koufax ball, get a Jim Kelly autograph. This is an investment in the future, but it's not an investment in the future. It's an investment in someone's life. This is what you have to understand. It's not anything that you sit there and go, oh, I can put it on my mantle. That's great. But someone benefits from it. That's the greatest thing that you could ever take from life, is when you do this. And when you come out here and you are a part of this, all you need to do is tell one or two people, hey, we can change someone's life. And you are. Each and every one of you are changing someone's life. Greg Valentine, super wrestler, Hall of Famer. I'll tell you one story. It's from Heartfelt. I was in Rochester in 1984. Ken Kaiser, he was an umpire, Major League Baseball. I met my guardian angel, Curt Hennig, 1984. We used to go hunting and fishing, and we were inseparable. We're in Iowa in 1992. And the guide said, you guys want to split up or go together? I said, you know what, I haven't hunted with my buddy. I want him to go with me. That's the greatest thing that I've ever said in my life, because we were a mile in, we were walking, we were deer hunting, we're having a great time, and I crossed this barbed wire on a fence, and I got caught on the barbed wire, and I separated my shoulder. I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. He got me off of the barbed wire, carried me 1 mile back to the truck to the hospital. We got to the hospital, and I was laid open from my knee to my ankle, bleeding like a stuck pig. If I didn't have Curt Hennig with me, I would have died on that barbed wire that day. He is my guardian angel. I love you. Most amazing thing, I had the greatest opportunity introducing Curt Hennig into the WWE Hall of Fame. He's an amazing person. Not only what he did, but he saved my life. I would not be here right now if it wasn't for Curt Hennig. In closing, I love Rochester, but we did win the longest game. in Pawtucket. But, go Yankees.
Some wonderful words from one of the greatest hitters to ever play the game in Major League Baseball. Now, one thing I want to do real quick before we introduce our last guest speaker, guest celebrity of the night. You turn the first page of your program, definitely page 3, to give a shout out to Mike Fucci. 35 years as a committee chairman, helped pave the road that this is on today. Also, Jimmy Dagan, who's a huge supporter of this. He's stepped down a little bit and kind of focusing on family now. But Jimmy, hopefully you see this. Look right in that camera lens right now. We miss you, brother. We love you. It is now time to introduce the final special guest of the evening. How many Buffalo Bills fans we got in the house? I love it. I love it. This is fun tonight. This is Bills country, and it's our privilege to welcome in one of the greatest in franchise history. He's a member of the College Football Hall of Fame, and he was the SEC Player of the Year in 1986 while playing linebacker for the University of Alabama for the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. He also finished as the first ever 3-time All-American on college football's All-American team, and actually finished 7th in the Heisman Trophy vote in 1986. This man was a 5-time NFL Pro Bowl selection and appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls for the Buffalo Bills in the 1990s. He's also a member of the Bills' 50th anniversary team, an NFL career that spanned from 87 to 2000 with the Bills and several other teams. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor, our privilege to welcome the great Cornelius Bennett.
Wow. Thank you. What a pleasure it is to be in the state of New York, especially in Bills country up here in Hornell. I thank you all so much for allowing me to be here tonight to take part in this great event to raise funds for Special Olympics and the other sports that you all raise money for here in this small town, which is a beautiful place. This drive into here was one of the prettiest drives I've ever had in my life. I mean, that's the colors driving in here reminded me of Halloween Day of 1987 when I got traded to the Buffalo Bills and started my journey in the NFL. I had been hoping for something all my life, and it finally came to fruition when I got traded on Halloween Day of 1987 to come to the Buffalo Bills. So in driving in here today, really reminded me of that and the people of Western New York. This is an amazing place. The people are amazing. I love the blue-collar attitude. My father worked in a steel mill for 33 years at U.S. Steel in Alabama, and driving in here, understanding that this is an old railroad town, so I know the work ethic of the people here is just like what I grew up around in Birmingham, Alabama. So I'm proud to say I'm home. This is what it's all about, family. When I played for the Bills, that's what it was about, family. People ask me all the time, what made it so different from us than the other teams when I played for the Bills? And I tell them it's about family. We were together, and we're still together. My core group of guys, Bruce Thurman, Jim, Andre, Daryl, we communicate on a daily basis pretty much. I wish, we said, I'm sure Bruce and the guys that have been here before probably have said it as well. I wish we could publish our tweets and texts that not our tweets, but our texts that we text amongst each other when we're together as a group, as a family, I should say, not as a group, as a family, because it's something that, even though I grew up with 5 brothers and sisters, I don't communicate with them as much as I communicate with my old teammates. We are a family. And that's what I feel in this small town, a family, to get out on a Saturday evening, especially to see so many kids here. I know they probably wish they were out somewhere in the park doing something else, having a good time doing something, but they're here, and they should be commended. Parents, they really should. They're well-mannered. They're all well-mannered. You know, I have 3 adult kids and 2 grandkids, and you don't have to worry about where your kids are because they're right here with you tonight. And that's a relief as a parent, knowing where your kids are. It's a great relief to have, and I'm telling you, every kid autograph that I signed tonight, they was pleased and thank you. And that's for me. That's a great feeling to have when kids come up to you and say please and thank you. So again, you all should be commended. You all should be commended for that. But I know that you guys want to hear some Buffalo Bills stories or whatever, so instead of me telling you stories offhand, what I would like to do is take a few questions from you all so I could tell some stories that I don't want to tell my fun, so I want to hear from you all, because I'm sure you have stories that you want to hear about our Super Bowls or what happened here and there. And if I'm obliged to tell, I will. If I can't, some things I can and some things I can't. But I'll do my best. Okay. So I'll take a few questions and we'll go from there. And then I want to end with a poem that I heard in 1987, well 88. After my rookie season, I was at a banquet. And Jimmy Dean, the old sausage maker, I'm sure you guys know country music singing, Jimmy Dean, the old sausage maker that makes some good sausage, and he read a poem at a banquet that I was at, and I won Rookie of the Year, or Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I carry it with me, and it's a poem that I want to read when I finish, and I hope you all, stick around and listen to it, and I do have to sing to you as well. I didn't forget. But I'd like to take a couple of questions, and we'll go from there, okay? All right. And I'll just raise your hand and stand up if you don't mind.
Yeah, Mr. Ben, how'd you come about the nickname Biscuit?
See, like that, I would have never told anybody that, so, because I assume everybody already know. But how did I get the nickname Biscuit? Well, I was in about the 4th or 5th grade, and I'm the only one up here follically challenged, so my father was a bootleg barber outside of working in the steel mill. My father cut hair on the weekends. All right, I know I heard about you guys. I saw y'all throwing all that cash around. I did inquire about you guys. They say y'all the local barbers, so I've already inquired about you guys, all right? See that? Yeah, I did. But anyway, in the 4th grade, sitting around the cafeteria table, a bunch of guys, being 4th graders, cracking jokes, making fun of one another, and my father used to pretty much give me the look I have right now. Maybe I had a little bit on the top, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I can't remember back, but and somebody called me Biscuit Head. And, big I am. I do have a big head, and they called me Biscuit Head, and it was a joke, and it was funny, and at the time, and it stuck with me. So I grew up, I got Biscuit Head, and got another guy, a skinny guy that got the name Fat, a fat guy got the name Skinny, one guy got the name Sweets, and the other guy got Joe Moon. I mean, so it's just so many nicknames, but my nickname out of all the guys stuck. So it was Biscuit Head for a long time, and then Biscuit, and I think I really accepted it because I didn't like being called corny, or corn, or Neil. That didn't fit football. I wanted to grow up and be a football player because I followed my big brother, who was a high school standout football player around the time I was in the 8th grade, and I wanted the tough name, and I thought Biscuit Head was tough, Back then, we tackled with our hair, which now they don't allow you to do, which we shouldn't have done back then. That's probably why I don't have any hair now. That's a long way to get back to that, but yeah. I just, so Biscuit, I accepted it, and I loved it, and it fits my personality, it fits me, it fit, again, corny, and corn didn't fit football. So I turned out to be this big, football player with the nickname Biscuit, and it's been a great nickname, and I love it, and it's great to be known by one name. Biscuit. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Can you talk a little bit about Coach Marley?
Oh my goodness. So you asked me to talk about Coach Levy. I'm going to give you a real quick story, and it's one that's kind of get emotional every time I talk about it, to be honest with you. So the Friday morning, when I was a free agent in 1990, well, after 95, so 1996 and then spring of 96 when I became a free agent. And I decided to sign with the Atlanta Falcons. I was living in Atlanta during the off season at the time, and I made the announcement publicly that I was going to sign with the Falcons, and phone call, phone is ringing, and family members are calling me, congratulating me on the deal, and friends were calling, and my former teammates had called, and sorry that we're not going to be playing together anymore, but I love you just the same. And the last phone call I got was from Coach Levy. And I don't know how many guys, former coaches, or after you leave a team, the business is so shrewd, you don't get phone calls from coaches wishing you luck. You just don't. The business don't allow that. When you get cut or fired or not re-signed, you get that one, hey, good luck, or what. You don't hardly get that, believe it or not. Some guys get cut without a phone call, anything. They found out in the newspaper or whatever. But Coach Levy, the man that he is, called me and wished me the best and for me, and thanked me for all that I had done for the Buffalo Bills and everything that I meant to him. And at the end of the conversation, after sitting there quiet, at the time, all I could think of, and until this day still, and I lost my father in 2003, but this was in 1996. I told him, I said, thank you, Coach, and I love you. And that if I didn't have a father, and I had to choose a father, there'd be no other person that I'd choose than you. And I meant it then, and I mean it now. That's how much I think of that man. That's the kind of man he is. That's the kind of man he is. And I would guarantee you, out of 99.9% of my teammates, they probably feel the same way as I do. He is that kind of a man. I truly mean that. I would give my life for that man. And I think our play on the field exemplified that. That's why we played so hard. That's why we were so consistent. That's why we persevered the way we did. And I think in life right now today, you see the struggles of us. We've all had some, and that's why we persevere the way we do, because of people like Marv Levy, people like Bill Polian. I mean, these people forever in our lives. We don't go if they don't go, and they don't go if we don't go. But let me tell you something. I'm not around the team now much here in Buffalo. I sit in Hollywood, Florida, and watch TV. And I watch my team, my Buffalo Bills, and I see some of the same things happening right now. So I don't know if it's a resurgence or whatever you want to call it, but right now I see it. I see the desire. I see the want to. I see the love. I see the TikToks and the Twitters and the tweets that the guys posted, them singing and cutting up in the locker. We did all of that. We just didn't have social media back then. We partied, we played and cried on each other's shoulders when we lost tough games, and we came back together and we got it done. And if we were physically able enough today, we'll still be trying to get it done. We'll still be searching, trying to win a Super Bowl. That's how determined we were and how determined we are now. We are still determined. Us old men, when we gather together and reminisce, we still hate the fact that we didn't win. Not one, all of them. Because we felt like we were able We could have won them all. People say, well, if y'all could have just won one. No, we wanted to win all of them. We wanted to win them all. That was not a game that we went into that we didn't think that we could win. But you know, God is a good God, and He's got a sense of humor as well. You know, His sense of humor was for us to be able to live the rest of our lives and talk about how great we were without being the greatest. But one thing I've learned from that is, second ain't last. Second ain't last, because I can't go back and change anything about it. We didn't win. We didn't win. But second ain't last. And I think this town and all up through Western New York has that same kind of attitude. Yeah, we may not be New York City, but we ain't last. And we ain't bad. And we can still get the job done. And I truly, truly believe it, and I think that's why small towns like this survive. I grew up in Birmingham. Still in industry left. My father got laid off. Well, we kept on striving, we kept on persevering, and we made it. And we continue to make it. And we're gonna continue to make it. And we instill in our kids and our local communities the drive and determination of our forefathers and what we want and what we can continue to keep striving about and trying to get. And that's this country in a whole. We just keep on keeping on. Just keep on doing it. Just keep on doing it. And somewhere along the line, we'll get a chance to celebrate a victory. We'll get a chance to celebrate the Super Bowl. And I do see it in our future here. I do see it. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna celebrate just as though I was still out there on the field, because I do have some blood, sweat, and tears out there somewhere. My man.
Hey, so, I mean, it's good how you're saying what you're saying. I know that there's not always a name to somebody that might have helped you stay sharp for the game. Usually you got that practice player across from you that nobody knows anything about. Is there somebody that you attribute all your success to for giving you the hard work on the other side so that you were sharp as a tack when you hit those games?
If you know me, and if you've been around me, or if you're around me, so you can go back to college and high school, because I played with thousands of guys, you know, over the years. And every guy that I've ever played with that didn't play on Saturdays or Sundays, that's not a household name, I always give them props. I love them. You know, I'm around them. I give them a chance to, you know, to enjoy my light that shines on me, because they, you know, they missed their opportunity. But so every guy that I've ever played ball with, when I say every guy, I'm talking about from a walk-on, guys that got cut, that was only in town for a couple of weeks or whatever, because they were there for a reason. We all have a purpose and a reason in life. And no matter how large or small it might be, you're there for a reason. And things happen for a reason. God don't make mistakes. I truly believe that deep in my heart. I truly believe that. So every guy that I've ever played with that ever lined up across from me that gave me a picture, I appreciate them so much, because it is. People don't see that, because you don't get a chance. You can come out to training camp and see training camp for a few days or whatever. But you can say, like now with the practice squad guys, these guys get paid, it's enough to make a living off of, but it's not what the stars make, you know. But when I was playing, guys was making $1,000 a week. We were making, you know, a few $100,000. And he's like, well, and they got to go through the same things we do. They don't get to come in at a certain time and leave. They got to come in at 8. They leave at 5. They got to do the same workout. They got to get beat up. They got to do everything that we do. But they don't get a chance to play on Sundays, which is the most joyous part of the job. Who likes practicing? You know, Allen Iverson thing. I hated practicing. But I know if I practice hard, it was going to be a production on Sunday that I'd be proud of myself after the game, that I can go back and look and say I left it all on the field. But those guys, they're unsung heroes, you know, like in baseball. You got the catchers and, you know, guys, You see the guys over in the bullpen, they just bullpen catch. They probably, I don't know how much they get paid, but it's not what the big guys are getting paid. And they got to do it every day. Can't complain. So those guys, I love them to death, man, yeah. I love them to death. The walk-ons in college, the guys that I beat up on, clothesline, you know, hit them head to head, you know, anything, things that I did to those guys in college, man, I'm ashamed of, you know.
I think it's a great thing for the youngsters to hear, because I
Yes.
feel like sometimes they step on the field and they forget that guy that doesn't get that starting job is doing work for you.
Yes, sir. It's a place for everybody. Everybody. There's only 11 starting positions at a time on the field, so everybody can't be a starter. Again, second ain't last. I think that's a great thing to look at in life. You know, everybody can't be number one. You know, so there's no perfection in professional football. In 100+ years, there's only been one undefeated team, 1972 Dolphins. I live in the Dolphin territory, and that's amazing. You know, that's amazing. Think about that. So second, it ain't, you know, it ain't bad. It's not bad. One or two more, and then I'll try to finish up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, so first of all, I missed the game. I had a hamstring injury that game. So he's talking about the greatest comeback game. I didn't play in that game, and during the comeback, it's if you see the highlights of it, I see me doing the heart attack. Well, that was from Fred Sanford. That was from Sanford and Son. Yeah. That was, yeah. Oh, Elizabeth, yeah, I'm coming to join you, honey, yeah. So it just, you know, I mean, it did it. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that almost had a heart attack that game, you know? I'm sure people, if you remember, if you were at that game, or if you watched that game, the stadium was half empty at the halftime. A lot of people watched the game or listened to the rest of the game in their cars or at the Big Tree Inn, and you know, right there in Orchard Park, or one of the bars around the stadium, or whatever, or they just missed it all in general. By the time they got home, it's like, darn, you know, the Bills won. So, you know, what a great story about perseverance. Again, I love talking about perseverance. You know, what a great story. You know, we come in at halftime, and I'm standing there, I'm in the game, but I'm not in the game because I'm not playing, so I'm thinking about, you know, this and that or whatever. And Walt Corey, God bless his soul, we just lost my defensive coordinator and my position coach, we just lost a couple of weeks ago. Out of all the time I played for him, he was never a harsh-speaking man or, you know, going to rant or whatever. But he gave the most emotional halftime speech to a team that I can ever remember. I mean, he really lit into those guys. And he doesn't get enough credit for what he did for us that day as far as conveying to the defense on how to go out there and change the game. Because it was going to take all of us to go out if we wanted to have a chance to win the football game. The offense came out and Frank and those guys did what they did, but regardless of what they did, the defense had to do their job. And we went out on defense, and Nate Odoms and, you know, interception and the rest of everything else. I mean, Steve Christie, the onside kick, recovering his own kick. How many kickers, you know, that's tough? Got the kind of cojones to go out and kick it and go recover the ball. Kickers just want to kick the ball and get off the field without being touched. They want to look good on the sideline over there in the net while the family's up there in the stand looking at them, kicking the ball in the net or whatever. Now, we don't want that. We want true soldiers. We want somebody out in the field that, if necessary, will do what he did. And he did it. His number was called, and he executed what the coaches had in place for him to execute. That's the kind of team that we were. And that's what I see today. When your number is called, the guys go out and they do it. Ain't no complaining. No crying. Ain't no crying in football. It is. I've cried before. Wade, I'm sure you've cried as well. I've cried. Yeah, we all cried. If it means enough to you, you will. But anyway, I guess maybe one more, and then I want to read this poem, and then I'll take my place here.
You just talked about your first game. A couple of touchdowns.
My first NFL game. So as I mentioned, when I first started, Monday was Halloween, right? Monday was Halloween day, right? Yeah. So Monday was 35 years ago that I became a Buffalo Bill. Halloween day of 1987. So this tomorrow would have been my first game as a Buffalo Bill. I hadn't thought about that this week. Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow would have been my first game, and leading up to my first game, being traded, I had no idea I was going to get traded to the Buffalo Bills. Not even a consideration, honestly. And it transpired, and I fly into Buffalo. I'm wearing a coat. It was cold. It wasn't like today, which is beautiful today. And I get interviewed, and Terry Bradshaw asked me, he said, "What are you going to do with your first $1 million?" I said, "Go buy a fur coat." But anyway, I did not. I didn't buy a fur coat. I waited a little while to do that. But my first game, man, it's a blur. I really don't remember much because I was so excited to have a chance to live out a childhood dream. I can remember as a kid sitting and talking to my mom watching football and telling her, "Mom, when I make it to the NFL," as a small kid, "Mom, when I make it to the NFL, I'm going to buy you a big diamond ring and a new house and a car." And I think, the day of my first game, that was one of the first thoughts that hit me, because it's still, when I talk about it, that's one of the first things I do mention. And driving into the stadium for my first time, I had gotten a loaner car from Mancuso Cadillac. Charlie Mancuso. I don't know if you guys up in Batavia, Mancuso. I had the car that Greg Bell who got traded in the trade with me, was driving a gold Eldorado Cadillac. I went from not having a car to pimping an Eldorado Cadillac overnight. And I remember those things more than the football game, to be honest with you, man. It was a blur. It truly was, but I'm so grateful that I was blessed to play for 14 years, and so blessed even more to play 9 of those 14 years in Buffalo, and to have a chance to come back and to be around great people and great communities and great everything, environment, just the whole thing. I miss it more than the world, but I tell you what, it's so much warmer in South Florida, man. If we can move all y'all down there, man, I'd come out and be around you guys more, but it's about to get cold up here, man. So I'm looking forward to, I don't have no protection no more, so to keep me warm. But anyway, it's a tremendous place to be, man. And so I just remember the atmosphere, man. That'll never go away. New stadiums, old stadiums, or whatever. It's just here, and it's here to stay, and it's genuine. It's genuine. So I'm going to read this. Thank you. I'm going to read this and get out of the way. So this is called "Drinking from My Saucer" by Jimmy Dean. I've never made a fortune. I guess it's too late now. Oh, but I don't worry about that none, 'cause I'm happy anyhow. As I go along life's journey, I'm reaching better than I sow. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. Ain't got a lot of riches. Sometimes the goings get rough. But I've got a friend in Jesus, and that makes me rich enough. I thank God for all his blessings and the mercy he's bestowed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. I've been through hard trials, and sometimes my faith grew dim. but it seemed like one day the sun shone through again. So Lord, help me not to grumble about the tough roads I've hoed. I'm drinking from my saucer because my cup is overflowed. And if I should go on living, if the way gets steep and rough, I won't ask for other blessings because I'm already blessed enough. May I never be too busy to help another bear his load, and I'll keep on drinking from my saucer, Lord, because my cup is overflowed. Yes, I'll keep drinking from my saucer, Lord, because my cup has overflowed. My cup has overflowed.
Still want to sing that song?
Oh.
That's up to you. It's up to you.
Of course, I will.
All right, all right.
So I like to sing sometimes, and I don't know if I can sing, but I like singing, so you have to bear with me. I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, and just like a river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Now I go to the movies and I go downtown. They keep telling me, don't hang around, 'cause it's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. And whoa, there were times when I thought I wouldn't last for long. But now I think I'm able to carry on, 'cause it's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Thank you.
That concludes this year's Hornell Sports Night. What a song, what a night. Thank you so much for joining us. Drive home safely. Everybody in here. Oh, one other announcement?
Rock and roll. The winners of the jerseys need to get them signed.
Okay. The winners of the jerseys through the auction will need to get those signed over here. So come on up.